You ever wonder how much a person can take before they just break? Well, today we're diving into this incredible story about a farmer named Ramdan. He loses absolutely everything in a single storm. But what he finds in the middle of all that ruin, it's a test of his character that completely changes his destiny.
And it all kicks off with this one simple question from his kids. Ramdan, you see, is a poor farmer from a small village, and he's just had his first really good harvest. For the very first time, there's this little spark of hope for his family, a real chance to get ahead. And that question just hangs there in the air, full of hope. Which makes what's about to happen next even more heartbreaking.
Because just as fast as that hope showed up, it's about to get washed away. So let's get into the first chapter of Ramdan's journey, which, believe me, starts with total devastation.
I mean, just look at how quickly it all falls apart. That very same evening, this awful storm just rolls in. The fields are flooded, his entire crop gone. And since his harvest is destroyed, he can't pay back his loan to the local moneylender, a guy named Seth Hariram. And Hariram, he's ruthless. He just takes Ramdan's ancestral land. So in one single day, he goes from hope to absolute rock bottom. So now they have no land, no house, not even a bit of food. What do you do? Ramdan has no choice but to lead his family out of the village and into the deep, dark forest. It's the only place they can go. They've lost everything you can touch and hold. All they have left now is each other. Okay, so this is where the story really pivots. It stops being about a farmer who lost his crop and becomes this really deep test of one man's spirit, of his will to go on. And that's his promise. Right there, in the middle of all that loss, he finds an old, broken-down hut, and he just starts over. He spends his days cutting wood, doing whatever it takes to put a little food on the table for his kids. His sheer determination is the only thing keeping them going. This becomes his new life. Work, provide, survive. But one day, he's trying to find a little extra wood to make a bit more money, and he pushes deeper into the forest than he ever has before. And before he knows it, he's totally lost. The sun is setting, and he has no idea which way is out. He's exhausted, he's starting to lose hope, and right when he's about to give up, he sees this faint light off in the distance. He follows it and finds this mysterious cave, and it's glowing. Now he's scared, of course, but what choice does he have? So the big question is, what on earth is inside? He takes a breath and steps inside, and what he sees is just unbelievable. It's not really a cave, it's more like a doorway to a whole other world, a secret, magical village that seems to be made of pure gold. The streets are empty, but the place just feels ancient and powerful. Thing is, this isn't a place you can just stumble upon. It only reveals itself to people who are truly, genuinely pure of heart. So inside this incredible kingdom, Ramdan is about to have an encounter that changes absolutely everything. This is the moment where his character, his integrity, is finally seen and rewarded. Guards find him and lead him to a palace, where he meets this wise old king. Ramdan is, naturally, terrified, but he just tells his story, plain and simple. And the king, he doesn't just listen, he sees right into Ramdan's soul. He sees the honesty, the struggle he's been through without a single complaint. He sees a man who fights only for his family. But here's the thing, the king doesn't offer him pity or charity. He offers him a reward. He gives Ramdan this small chest of gold coins, not as a handout, but as payment for his hard work and his unwavering honesty. He just tells him to go home, take care of his kids, and start fresh.
And this is where you see two totally different worldviews just smash into each other. Ramdan goes back to his village, and the first thing he does is pay back the moneylender. But Seth Hariram, the moneylender, he's not happy. He's just suspicious and greedy. He can't understand how a poor man got gold coins. He can't imagine a reward. All he can see is a secret he needs to get his hands on. So, blinded by greed, the moneylender secretly follows Ramdan back toward the forest. But when he gets to the magical cave and tries to enter, this bright light just flashes. The guards appear, they sense his greedy heart, and they declare him unworthy. So instead of finding a treasure, his own greed becomes his undoing. He's captured and taken away. And that brings us to the final act of this story. Ramdan doesn't just go back to the way things were. He uses this gift to build something so much bigger. Look at what he does. He doesn't just hoard the gold. He gets his land back, and then he starts a small wood-selling business. But he doesn't stop there.
He uses his success to give jobs to other people in his village, sharing his good fortune and helping lift up his whole community. Then one day, out of the blue, a royal messenger shows up. Ramdan is called back to the hidden kingdom. The old king, who's been watching him all this time, tells him that he's getting old, his life is nearing its end, and he has no one to take his place. And then he makes this truly unbelievable offer to the humble farmer.
Ramdan is just floored. I mean, he never wanted to be a king, but his answer shows exactly why he was the perfect choice. He accepts it not like it's a prize, but like it's a huge responsibility. He promises to rule with the same compassion he had when he was a poor farmer himself. So when you look back at his path to the throne, it was never about power. He survived a disaster, he passed a moral test out in the woods, he rebuilt his life with total humility, and only then, after all of that, was he considered worthy of the crown. His kingship wasn't taken, it was earned through pure character.
And so, in the end, the man who was brought to his knees by a storm rises up to become a king. And his success didn't come from ambition or from being clever, but from simple, powerful things: hard work, honesty, and a selfless heart.
The story wraps up, but it leaves us with this really powerful question to think about. Is true fortune, the kind that leads to a hidden kingdom, something that anyone can find? Or is it a completely different kind of reality? A world that only lets you in if you've already proven you're worthy?